What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Burndown YouTube channel. So today is a bit of a different video. We're going to do a review on the TopDOn TB8000. So this was sent to me. They asked me to do a video review. So we're going to go from the unboxing, look at it, let you know what I think about the quality and the packing and all that stuff like everybody else does. And then we're actually going to use it. This video, we're just going to cut to it, but I'm going to put this thing on a battery today. We will test it before I even put this thing on, so we'll have a reference point. So that's one cool thing, because TopDOn also sent me a battery tester. So I think what we're gonna do is, I have an RV called the Winnebago. I knocked the transmission out of it a few weeks back. It's been sitting. I haven't started it or done anything. So I would assume the battery may be a little down or off in that thing. So we will test it. We will get numbers, and then I can even do like a little printout. So that way I can print the thing out, we'll have that, and then we will put this thing to work, and then I'll probably come back like tomorrow, or maybe the end of the weekend or whatever, and we will see what this thing did, and then we will test it again. We'll do a printout, and we can compare. So that's really cool. I'll actually have some real data to share, other than like, oh, I think it's cool, or it's not cool. So let's get this thing open. Let's check it out. Read the instructions. I'll tell you all the stuff it does. It has a list of all the different things on here. So we'll go over that real quick with you guys. And then we'll go throw it down on a battery and see how she goes. So let's get it open. Here's the box. It just has a little slip tab here. It's nice. I mean, the packaging's nice. Everything that I've seen from these guys have been killer. Yeah, look at that. So, packed in there in the foam. It's got the little screen protector on here. Yeah, so we got the little foam blocks holding it in. Yeah, the way this is boxed in here, it's got this on the top. The wires go through. So, here is the unit itself. And then we've got instructions, and this thing is like a pamphlet, man. So I'll look through these a little bit, but you get the charger itself. This is where it plugs in. It looks like the cord doesn't detach or anything, so you can't lose it. This is velcroed to that, so this is actually, it wasn't velcroed to it on purpose, it's just stuck to that. But they got you. Oh, look, I'm already making a mess of things. So this will be a carrying case for it, which is awesome. This is just a cheap deal, but it'll probably keep the screen and stuff from getting scratched up, and it's better than just throwing it around like that. And if you really wanted to, like what I'll probably do is I'll just keep it in the box. You know, there's really no reason to throw the box away and then put that in this little bag. I'll put it in the bag and throw it in the box, then we'll really keep it nice, right? And then it's got the two leads. These are like a thicker plastic. Look at that, nice big spring. The wire's routed through the spring. I like that, so that way when you're pinching stuff, you're not gonna pinch the cable. And that's actually screwed down nice copper, pretty thick. Ooh, look at that thing. So that's pretty slick. So they split it too, look at that. The wire splits to here and here, so top and bottom are actually terminate, so it's not just one side. So you can clamp either side or both. Obviously, you put it like on a post or whatever. So that's really nice. They did, and then same thing here. The wire's routed. It goes around the spring, so you're not going to pinch it. Look at that. And then again, the terminals are terminated on both top and bottom with some nice copper jaws. So this thing's no joke, man. Look at TopDOn. Not flimsy. This is nice. I mean, everything that I've got from these guys so far has been killer. So, like rubber feet, nice plastic. It's got some weight to it. Like I said, it says all the different stuff on the back here. And yeah, this thing is killer. Oh, and then it looks like we got a little mini fuse holder here, 25 amp fuse. In there, so it's fuse protected. So if you do something dumb, I would imagine you plug it in or you short circuit the thing direct, it'll pop that fuse and probably save you some trouble from blowing this thing out. So yeah, that's all that's in the box. Let me go over this really quick off camera, and then I'll bring you back and I'll list some of the things that I find interesting in here that this is actually supposed to do. And then we'll run outside, we'll throw it on a battery, and we'll get the party rolling. Okay, I read through the little book here. So the points I'd like to highlight is it has a 9-step charging mode. So it diagnoses it, it does desulfization, probably saying that wrong, but there's, so this sends like a high frequency pulse to break that stuff up and prolong the life of your battery. Yes, I'm reading it out of the book, but I don't want to sound like a complete idiot. Pre-charge, soft start, bulk charge, absorption, analysis, recondition, and then maintenance. And then the cool thing is when you hook it up, it automatically goes through the different steps until your battery reaches 100%. They give you a description here why it goes through all those different steps, but it's pretty cool. I'm not going to bore you guys and sit here with story time. So if you do pick one of these up, you can read all the descriptions in there. But that's cool. And then the other thing that it will do is it will do batteries in simultaneously in series. It says, so it'll do that. It'll repair batteries to a point. Obviously, it says in here if your battery's below 8.5 volts, it's pretty much dead. So that might be a cool test in the future because I have a battery. I think the battery's probably toast, but it'd be fun to maybe find one on the lower side of the voltage and see if it would actually kind of bring it back. And then, like I said, it has the different charging modes, and then it goes off the amp hours of the batteries and things like that. So, yeah, other than that, it gets, you know, technical in here on what's what. And then a lot of this looks like it's different languages because this thing is sold around the world. So it's fairly simple, straightforward. It says it's automatic, so let's go plug this thing in, pick the mode, we'll figure out how to set it up, and then we'll throw it down the battery. So we are going to test the battery in my trailer. It's got a winch. I have this little solar panel that's dirty as all get out, and I usually kind of just put that on there and hope that it maintains the battery it's supposed to. But I recently used it, and I think I used a lot of the juice on this thing, and I didn't recharge this. So I threw my TopDOn tester on here, and I'll show you. So it's regular. I already have all the cold cranking amps and everything in there. The voltage is too low, so it asks me if I want to test it, and I hit yes. And then this is everything it comes up with. It has a little printer on here, so I already printed this out. So here are the specs on that battery. So the voltage is low, the health is 20%, cold cranking amps are down for a rated. So it wants me to retest after charging. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw this down on here and then retest and charge it. I wanted to do the Winnebago initially, but I couldn't find the cold cranking amps. This battery is listed right here, so it's 700. So I get an accurate reading. It has accurate information. The one in the Bago, I couldn't find it, and I was just assuming what the cold cranking amps were, but this one for sure is low. The data is accurate, so this will be a good test for this. So let's hook this thing up, see what it says, and we'll let it do its deal. And then now that I have the printout, this will be our baseline. And then once this thing says it's done cooking, I will put this charger back on it, and we will compare numbers and see how this thing performed. I've got the batteries hooked up to it, and then it's kind of cool. So if you click mode, let's see if you guys see this. There's a little guy up there, and it says 12 volt normal, 12 volt cold, 12 volt it'll do lithium ion, 12 volt small, so it'd be a small battery I would imagine. 6 volt normal, you can do 6 volt, 12 volt RAP, I have no idea what that is, the little battery signal, and then 12 volt normal. So we're just going normal cook mode. And then I hit the button on it. So it's flashing. These are the different modes. 11.8 volts, see, 0.5 amp, 3, 4, yeah, 25%, little white light. So that's the amp rate it's charging at, 0.7 amps, and that's the voltage of the battery. So it's at step 4. So it went, like I said, it has 9 steps of charging. So it went through the first few and found that this is where it needs to begin until the battery is good to go. And that's it. There's no buttons or no nothing on here. I picked the mode, hit the button. So we're going to set it and forget it. I'm going to put this guy in here so hopefully it doesn't overheat. It's a nice hot day. And that's it. So we're going to leave that thing in the box. It is too hot for me to hang out outside here. So I will periodically check in on it. let me see what time it is now so I can get an idea. It is 10 o'clock in the morning on, what are we, Saturday. So we'll make note of that. We'll see how long it kind of takes to cook. I'll periodically, like I said, check on it over the weekend or however long, because I don't know if this is going to be an all day or till tomorrow type deal. And then as soon as it's finished, we are going to put the battery tester back on, and then we'll do a printout. And we will compare. We'll see how it did. We'll see how long it took, and life will be good. So we'll bring you back as soon as this thing's done cooking. It's like after 6 o'clock, so we've been out here. I'll add the hours up, but I think it was like 10 something when we started. I think this thing finished a little earlier, but it is at 13.8 volts and then 1 amp. All the little lights are there. It says 100. So what we will do now is, let me unplug this thing, and then we will throw the tester back down on it, and we'll do a printout, and then we'll compare and see how this thing did. So, all right, let's wrap this video up on the TB8000 by TopDOn. So in the video, I was testing specific batteries. Well, it's been a few days since, and what I did is I tested those ones on camera, and then I've tested batteries off camera. So the final conclusion I will show you guys and share with you. On the battery on my trailer, it said to test the battery or recharge it and test afterward. So this one was stating, I'll have to take a picture of this, but it says 1171 volts, 20% health, 315 cold cranking amps out of 700. So we charged it up with the TB8000. It brought it up to 100% charge, 12.78 volts, but the health measured in at 51% with only 499 cranking amps. So it said to replace the battery. Granted, that one is on my winch, and like I said, I probably ran it down pulling stuff on, and then I had that little solar panel thinking it was charging it, and it wasn't. So if I had this guy the whole time, and I could just plug it in after I use the thing or periodically to bring the battery up to charge and condition it, the battery would probably still be good. So I actually have to replace that battery, right? So I didn't know the cold cranking amps on the Winnebago, but we went ahead and threw this bad boy on there and conditioned it and got the thing, you know, good to go, because this doesn't need the cranking amps or anything. It just automatically does it, which was cool, but I was like, that's not a great test. Then I had another battery sitting off in the corner I pulled out of a current project that I'm working on, and that thing hasn't been cranked or run, or it's been quite a few months, right? I was like, oh, that is the perfect test. So once again, we went back with the BT600, which is a battery tester, and it does these little awesome printouts. So I'll take a picture of these printouts, but this is the perfect test, and it shows a testament to what that's actually doing. Again, I could put it on there and hit the button, and it's gonna say it's good, and the car would start. This is much better because I actually have data and information to share with you guys. So it had a 39% charge at 12.23 volts, 86% health, and 648 cold cranking amps out of 700. And then it says the ohms measure, it's like 4.62 milliohms or m-ohm, whatever that is. After we threw this thing on there for basically the better part of a day, came back 100%, 12.86 volts. Health is now measured at 100, up from 86. Cold cranking amps are at 739 out of 700, and then it's a 405 m-ohm instead of the 4.62. So that I thought was pretty sweet, and this is a great test here to show that. And again, I ran it on 3 separate batteries. I even ran the one back on the trailer. I was like, you know what, maybe we'll just run it back again, because the lights, the other thing too is you gotta wait for the light to quit flashing. It needs to be solid. So I'm like, oh man, I messed that test up. So I ran this on the trailer battery that I have just to make sure, and it basically came back and it said the same exact thing. It was a little bit better report, but the battery still needed replaced. So I took one from a low charge to 100% full of health. The Winnebago is phenomenal. We threw it on there, it worked, and we even repaired a battery. I would say this battery is going to be usable condition. It would start slow, but I think, you know, because it says to replace it, but you got 500 cranking amps. So I would imagine that would probably still start a vehicle 500 out of 7. It might start slow, but down from, you know, this thing was at 11.7 volt 300. This may have started, but it would have been like, bro, bro. This would probably start it, but slow, and you wouldn't notice too bad because it wouldn't be 100% health. but you would essentially be running on a bad battery because you put that thing on there, and it would probably prolong the life a bit of it. So I'm gonna say for the money, this thing is a win. What I will also do is I'm gonna just continue to use it. If I have an issue or whatever, we will come back on the channel. I'll say this is that. But ultimately, it works as advertised. The quality is phenomenal. All the other stuff I have from these guys have worked well. I wouldn't hesitate to buy this thing in a heartbeat. So I do have to give a big shout out and thank you for the BT600, which is phenomenal that I got that first. I don't know if they planned it like that, but it's awesome that I have the battery tester to show what this actually does. Because if they would have just sent me, you know, the BT or TB8000, it would work, and I put it on there and you hit the button and the lights would light up, but I would have no real way to measure, like put a voltmeter. But it's much nicer that I actually have this. So this, in my opinion, constitutes pretty good data. Much better than your average DIY guy's gonna get, I know that. So if you want one of these, go out and grab one. You can find it on Amazon. I should have a link in the description. They are a friend of the channel. I do not get anything for this. They did send this to me, so I'm being 100% transparent. So I have a TB8000 for my personal use that I'm gonna keep and use. So I'm grateful for that. But if you guys purchase these, it does not help me at all, but you are getting a discount on a good charger, and I hope you do. And then who knows, maybe they'll send me more stuff to review in the future, and then, you know, I can show you guys those things too and show you what TopDOn is up to. So thank you for watching the video. I hope it helped. I hope you enjoy your TB8000. Till next time, I'm out.